here comes a prediction right now. So you've definitely noticed all the way that I'm tripping out with video, and I'm just using this. I've wanted to get more art involved in doing this because I've wanted to get away from doing this because it's made me want to, because I'm an artist and this is like just, it's distracting from my other art things. And I'm like, I've got to find an art thing to doing this. So here comes the prediction. Because I'm going to continue doing all of this like trip out shit with the video, the people that monitor me, the Fruitarians and Durian Rider and all this, sooner or later, because this is going to turn into a big fucking psychedelic show. You just watch and see what they have to say about this. And all this is me expressing myself as an artist. And this is how shit throughout the ages gets started, is when something bad gets associated. Wait a minute. When something good gets associated, some experience, with wrong, weird, emotionally twisted behavior. It's like, the Fruitarian thing is like maybe a cool doorway to breatharianism, like a launch off into spirituality, if that's what you're supposed to do. And yet it's kind of funny, the whole Fruitarian crowd, Durian Rider, all those kind of people are way outside of this thing. They're into this whole atheist, which I'm not, everybody's on the road. I'm into this whole atheist thing. And it's just kind of funny. I'm making this prediction right now. It's just people get all like hung up on the way something happened. So that being said, let the trip show begin. You know, I just realized something. I said I wasn't going to do any sort of affiliates, and I don't with this either. I do recommend products. I guess I'm a bit of a reviewer, but I can see one thing right now that's like, because I feel really excited about this, of having the help of people to steer us, because how I sort of maybe came into popularity, I'm not sure how my channel came into popularity. Probably, I always feel like it because I was one of the first people that talked a lot about Truth Calkins, and that I still have a great adoration of Truth in a major way. He showed me major door. And I'm gonna, I guess, just overall just keep talking about all of this kind of thing, because the one thing I realized that I felt inspired to write in the description of my psychic about Sandy is that I put that she's my mentor, and then I realized, wait a minute, she's my current mentor. And I think this is a way that I'm thinking and the way that I've been pushed. Because when I originally got into this whole wellness world, the New Age stuff, what I call this diet thing with the postmodern hippie commune mentality, and there were so many of these kind of things in the late 70s of communes. Like I remember a big one was like Zendak Farms, which I was talking to somebody about that knew about them. And so that's where a lot of this comes out of. And at that time, the advice of people who were sort of maybe like me, get like realizing that there are so many paths, that they're all valid. But what they were saying was, pick one and stick with it. Don't pick and choose. And that seemed to make sense at the time. Definitely did. Although, and you know what path I followed was basically, the one thing I stuck with was I was really into the sort of survival in the 21st century raw foodism. This whole, just the beginnings of raw food, but more the hippie version than the sort of Anne Wigmore puritanical, which they're all good because those people all work together for a common good, which is what we all need to do, and people seem to get all hung up on all these freaking details about it, because and I'm not going to go off on a digression too much, but my point of view of what I'm thinking, because of the way that our culture is evolving with computers and ways of living naturally, and all these things that don't seem to go together, and we're doing this and we're getting this, and it's like, you know, it's got to find its whole connection, what I see is we are, our evolution that we've chosen right now, we hybridize. And so very much what I'm doing in saying that Sandy's now my mentor is like, I've gotten a ton of stuff from my old master, Truth Calkins. I still adore him, but it's time for me to move on. And I will definitely be meeting up with Truth. I haven't seen him in a long time. He is a great, I have to honestly tell you, he's my first hero. Like, really, I have never ever had a hero in my life. I've always, I've been a punk ass rebel motherfucker, and this is one thing that Sandy helped me to identify. She goes, you rebel against the rebels, and it's just like, and she goes, and it's at your center in a big way. It's a major defining way of just like, look, you know, you can see that right now. It's just like I'm 49 and I'm like, I'm not doing anything the way any people have shoved and funneled stuff into this collective consciousness, and all of this stuff is going to come up, and I'm seeing that I'm just actually, the way I just let the wind blow me whichever way I want to go, I'm going to be stuck on this my personal thing. This is going to be my first multi-part series, because this is a real important step. So, hybridization, pick. No rules, no systems, nobody's right. We're all gods. We're all creators. We're all artists. We're all architects. We're all the same. We pick and choose and grab. This is what you need to do. Nobody is right, you know? And everybody's right. Nobody's right. Sometimes the inspiration for things is just, it's all about the spirit of the intention. Maybe not that the exact rules. It's just like Dan, Life Regenerator, or even some of these other people. I just watch them and it's like, I know they're like, I can't stand behind them for one fucking second about what they have to say about food. There's a guy called the Live Foodist or something like that. And he has I think he's, I've seen him in other raw food areas, but I was really attracted to this kind of person when I sort of got into it. And it is like kind of more the hippie vibe of the fruitarian thing, of this sort of bohemian, earth-loving, idealistic, dreadlock, messy hair, bike riding, detached from money, just in the moment kind of guy. And this is this guy called the Life Foodist. And he has stuff on mono diet and all this stuff. And you know what? I think the diet stuff is all, you know, I was kind of like wanting to like, this is a bunch of crap. But it's just like, I am drawn to his broadcasts when I see them, like a moth to a flame. And it's like, why am I attracted to this when I know this diet is complete bullshit? It's the spirit. It's the spirit of somebody. You can be inspired by that. It's not even inspiration. It's an important thing to recognize, you know, because diet categorization or any kind of categorization, that's sort of a very physical thing. But like just receiving the spirit, because the spirit is sort of, you can't really do words or anything with that. And so it's the spirit of something. And so that's just where I am. Whoa! You can be assured that nothing is ever going to be the same again on this blog as of right now. That whole section of video, the previous 10 minutes was a long time ago. Aliens came and got me and took me away. And I worked on music for a long time. I needed to take a break. Song of the day.
It sounded marijuana bomb. It sounded marijuana bomb. It sounded like a hot water heater blew out, Mr. Packer said. We came running out of our bedroom to see what had happened.
So for me in 1992, I slipped into a parallel universe. I I was headed to Arizona to see the Grateful Dead for probably the 50th time that I'd seen them since 1991. I just kind of slipped into this thing. It was also a time in my life where I talk about where I spend this time particularly being around a lot of people on drugs, psychedelics specifically. At the time I was very into seeing the Grateful Dead, going to raves a lot, and I was completely 100% not doing drugs at that time for years. Of course that ended. Anyway, so the reason I slipped into a parallel universe, which this will be interesting for you to know, this is the reason why I'm long-winded, why I can't. I've developed this inside of myself. See, when I was a young lad, I fell in love with this kind of music that's called Berlin School. And this music is improvisational, very long-winded, and I sort of decided that that's the way I wanted my band to be, that I was doing. And I pulled down this energy and I developed this ability to improvise and to carry on for a long time. I used to do shows in the late 80s and 90s that went on in art galleries for hours, 8 hours, 13 hours was the longest I ever played. So that's kind of the reason why I can't get it down in 2 fucking minutes. As hard as I've tried, it's because I worked my ass off to be an improviser. And now it goes through me in all levels. It's like, I hate practicing, I hate scripts, I hate anybody that's gonna tell me what I'm fucking gonna do. So the parallel universe came in 1992 when my awesome friend Steve Morehouse handed me this record. UF Orb changed my life. Song of the day is Blue Room. Why did I slip into a parallel universe? Because nobody ever knew about any of the stuff I was into. Klaus Schulze, a few people into Tangerine Dream. On that record, the Orb went into, I forget it now, I don't know if it was #1, it was up there. A 40-minute single went into the UK top 10. I forget where it topped out in position. Then the accompanying album, which the song of the day from last time, OOBE, is the opening track from that album. And then the title track, UF Orb. And inside that, I heard all of this. 40-minute single, top 10 in the UK. And then the accompanying album, which was very much a hybridization of all of that stuff. Wow. Came out, and I couldn't believe it. I'm not really sure that I'm not still in a parallel universe. Okay, so seriously, man. Like, I've been detoxing for a long time, and I just get weird when I'm, like most people get weird when they're on drugs. I get weird when I'm not on drugs. Oh! So I saw the Orb in 1993, discovered them in December 1992, fell in love with them, obsessed, crazy obsessed with them. October 1993, which is where I got this shirt, 19-year-old t-shirt, you can kind of tell. I saw the Orb at Park Plaza Hotel in Los Angeles. Changed my life. I ain't been the same since. That bit of footage there, that was the Orb. That's from Glastonbury. The guy at the mixing desk is undeniably my only other hero other than Truth Calkins. That's Chris Weston. Song of the day is Blue Room. And I'm giving you a link to the full version. Alright then. Alright then!